guys, welcome back. Sorry if I sound like a man. I'm really sick right now, but I'm gonna get through this for you guys, so bear with me. I'm doing a full face, so I'm starting off with Morphe's Perfecting Face Primer and just rubbing that all in. Next, my brows, of course. I'm brushing them up with the spoolie and then going in with Kelley Baker's Brown Brow Powder. First, lining the shape that I want, just using a small slanted brush from BH Cosmetics. And once I shape them with the powder, I fill them in and work the product into the brows. You could wet the brush first so that you have a darker line when you're outlining, but I really wanted to keep them nice and natural and just follow my natural shape. So I didn't use much powder, just filled in some of the holes and then worked the powder into my hairs. Now I'm using MAC's Studio Finish Concealer with one of MAC's, I believe this is 195 brush, and I'm cleaning around my brows where I kind of got messy with the powder, just so that they have a clean look, you know. I use a concealer that is the same color as my skin tone. I do not highlight my brows at all. I just keep that area nice and as natural as possible and work the concealer in with my finger. Afterwards, you just want to comb through your brows once again, just to keep everything even and to soften them up a bit, and just make sure your concealer is rubbed in. Now for the face, I'm using MAC's Studio Fix Fluid. I apply it in sections with my finger first, just to make sure that it's going to be distributed all throughout my face. I don't have to keep adding more foundation, but I apply with my finger, then I use my beauty blender. I know my last full face I said I like my beauty blender dry, but I didn't realize that I always clean my beauty blender before I use it, so it's always technically wet. And the first time I used it dry, completely dry, I hated it, which is why I just sprayed it with some finishing spray just now. It's easier to work the foundation in, and I'm just blotting my life away with my beauty blender sponge and making sure I don't forget the neck, hairline, eyes. Now I'm going in with Urban Decay's Primer Potion. As you can see, I already started on the other eye. I am using MAC's Mineralized Skinfinish, which is my face powder, right underneath my brows, just to get rid of that creamy look that the concealer gave me. And my first transition color is from Morphe Brush's 35W palette that I'm using one of Mona's brushes to apply right over my crease area. This is that orangey color from that same 35W palette that I'm working into the brown that I just used. This is a Morphe blending brush, and my final transition color is that dark brown from the same palette that I'm working right into my crease to define my lid crease area a little bit more, and then working that in so that all the transitions are smooth. My lid color is from BH Cosmetics. I believe this is the Wild Child palette. I'm applying with one of Motive's brushes, my favorite shadow brush, and cutting my crease a little bit just so you can see that definition between my crease and my lid, and then blending the transition with a blending brush. Now for the glitter, I'm using Eye Candy Cosmetics Liquid Sugar, their brush, and their Autumn Blend Glitter. Liquid adhesives can be a little bit tricky, so you want to apply it in sections first and then blend it out with the tip of the brush to make sure it's evenly placed. I'm removing the tape that I had to give me my sharp edge in the corner and applying a little foundation in the area that the tape picked up. And for my highlights, I'm going to use MAC's Prolongwear Concealer. I always use this concealer when I know I'm going to have a long day out and about because it doesn't move. And I'm blending that in with my beauty blender. It dries really quick, like no joke. Like by the time I spread it out with the brush, it was dry. So you have to work this in really, really quickly, because once it's there, it stays there. And now I'm going in with Nye Banana Powder just to set that highlight that I just created. Just using the same beauty blender. You can use a brush, but I try to use less things as possible. You're just working in all those highlighted areas that you just used with the concealer. And for, this is just a clean brush that I'm just making sure the product is worked in with. There's nothing on it. And for my contour, I'm using Motive's Color Perfecting Quad in Dark. This is just a small brush from, I believe, Morphe that I'm using to place my contour lines where I want them. I curve around the cheeks a little bit to make it look like I have great cheekbones, because I really don't, even though people compliment me on that a lot. That's that contour. Going down the sides of my nose and a little bit on my chin. and Cupid's bow, and I'm working this contour in with one of Morphe's contour brushes, which is Life. It is so easy to work your contour areas in with this brush. I love it. I love it, love it. And once I have it pretty much worked in with that, I go in with a smaller brush from, this brush was wet, by the way. I hate wet brushes, but I wasn't getting the effect that I wanted because it was wet. So try to use dry brushes. But anyways, this is a brush from Hair and Makeup Addiction that I'm using just to buff out that contour, that cream contour. There's nothing on it yet, but I do use Max Refine Golden Bronzer. I know people say you're not supposed to use glitter bronzers on your contour, but hey, it works for me. So if it works for you, go ahead and do it. I do it, and I love the way it looks. So it's all about preference. There's no rules in makeup when it comes to me. I do what I want. So after I buff that bronzer in, I go back in with MAC's Mineralized Skinfinish in Dark, and I pretty much kind of dab on. I don't know if you can tell since it's going so fast, but I just press the powder into my highlighted areas. It brings my face back to life. It's really light, and it gives me a warm tint, toning down the highlight just a smidge. I'm defining my cheek contour a little bit by placing some of that Banana Powder underneath my contour and then buffing it in that same brush I used to apply the Mineralized Skinfinish. Now I'm going to work on the under eye area with one of Morphe's smudging brushes. I'm using that orange color that I used in my crease, and I applied it pretty heavily so that you can see it when I see it before I place my other color, which is the dark brown color that I also use as my lash transition color. And I'm using this flat square brush from Kelley to apply right on my lash line so that you can still see the orange shine through. And this gel liner is from LA Girl Cosmetics, very black, that I'm applying on my waterline. And I'm going to smudge it out just a bit with that same square brush. Now, when I did this look originally on Instagram, I did a mean wing liner that I loved, but I decided to keep it simple this time and just do a very, very thin line without winging it out. I totally spilled my new glue. I was PO'd. Excuse me, but yeah. I'm using House of Lashes Noir Fairy. I went without tweezers, just placing it right on top of my lash line where I created that small liner, and blending it into my real lashes by applying a little coat of mascara. This is, I believe, Maybelline's Great Lash, all-time favorite mascara, on my top and my bottom. And that was pretty much it for the eyes. I went in with the bronzer. This is Miami Glow by Motives, my favorite bronzer of theirs, that I'm placing right over my highlighted areas on my cheeks. I didn't use a blush, but I used hella bronzer. I'm like hella bronze right now. A little bit down my nose and my Cupid's bow. And yeah, I didn't do anything on my forehead or anywhere else, but yeah, I was really gold. For my lips, I used NYX Cappuccino Liner to line my lips. I really didn't need a liner for this lip stick that I'm going to use, but I like to use it as a guide because this matte lipstick by Lime Currant, well, it's Velvetine, not a lipstick. It goes from liquid to matte. It stays put, so I use the liner as a guide, and then I fill in my lips with the Velvetine. And you just want to make sure you have it as in the lines as possible. You can always clean it up, but you always want to try to keep it clean, so you don't have to wipe around your lips and mess up your makeup, but I had to anyway. I'm staying in the lines. A lot of people think I overline my lips, which I don't. I stay in the lines, actually. And I cleaned around the outside with MAC's 195 brush, just to get rid of that little spillage I had. And that was pretty much it, y'all, for this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned. I am going to be pumping out these videos. I know I say that every video, but I swear to you, as soon as I get over this sickness, I'm back, and I will feed you guys more beauty loving as soon as I can. Let me stop. I'm being corny now. Check out my blog, MissEllarie.com, and don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys, and thank you for watching. Until next time, mwah.